Welcome, welcome, welcome. What up? What up, though? It's the Ask Toia edition of Over the Top podcast. We're going live tonight, live on air. So let's see what's going on with the people. What's up, Big Hank?
What's going on, T? I like the addition to the intro, a little more relaxed. But I am good over here. What's going on with you?
I'm good. Ron, how are you tonight?
Man, helping my little brother get into middle college, filling out an application. But I had forgotten to do it. So that's what I'm doing right now. Multitask.
Like make a G.
Good evening.
Well, I'm doing well, fighting the cold, but still battling.
Bear, how you doing tonight?
Lovely. No complaints over
Just
here. Just lovely.
Q. What up, though?
We were supposed to get Baltimore and Detroit in the Super Bowl. This Super Bowl is supposed to be for the niggas.
No, the niggas. Not the hood.
Baltimore,
not the bougies.
People, Detroit people in Vegas. Usher at halftime. This is supposed to be a black show.
You think it was conspiracy?
I already told you how I felt.
Now the NFL is rigged. Now though we saying
rigged. It's rigged.
Nah, I give a shout out to the 49ers. Yeah, give a shout out to the Bears squad. Hey, they won it. They won it. They won their games. I give props do I give.
I wanted to see the 49ers and the Ravens. I'm so tired of Mahomes. But
y'all gonna be mad about y'all wouldn't like what I say about the Ravens. I just feel like Lamar is always gonna be the MVP, but he's never gonna win the big game.
Because it's not designed for him to. It's a conspiracy, sir.
Oh my gosh. He did the same thing in college. He won the Heisman, but he can never win the big game. No.
That one Lamar's anyway, we'll get
This is not a sports show.
Yeah, we're getting to the sports.
It's not a sports show. So first, I want to thank you all for continuing to listen to us on WDJYFM.com, 99.1 FM Atlanta, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. And thank you for all the Ask Toyas. And that is why we are doing an all Ask Toya edition tonight. Excuse me, I too have a cold. So bear with me. We do have a second lag. It's just a second. I'm going to try to put polls in the chat. If y'all could, please share the live.
Please share.
Somebody turn their phone down. Is it me?
I'm sorry, that's me. I'll be obedient, cut my phone down and my television.
But let's get started with the first Ask Toya. And let's get it cranking. But let's get started with the first Ask Toya.
Somebody else got
somebody else got it on.
That was me, my bad.
No,
Dear Toya, recently Nikki Haley stated that America has never been a racist country. Then a few days later, she tried to double down on her comments, which she has been saying for a minute now. She is constantly expresses that as a brown woman, she has never experienced racism as she was raised in South Carolina. I just wanted to hear the opinions of the OTTP gang, especially yours. My wife and I really enjoy the show. Please keep doing it for the culture. Each one teach one. First of all, let me also say Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, peeps.
So, I'm going to start with G. Since we are always constantly talking about y'all need to vote, I'm going to start with G with this.
Okay, I'll take the challenge. this doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, most people like to put their best foot forward. So you never hear people say, I'm a nice person, but I steal sometime, or I'm in great shape, but I shoot steroids. So I put it in the same kind of category. People don't like to. Nobody's going to openly come out and say, you know what, I'm a racist and I'm proud of it, because it's such a negative view associated with that. So I'm not surprised by the statement. Nobody's, I think, is going to openly come out and put all their dirty laundry in front of people to examine and to criticize them. So I disagree with her statement. I do think America was built on racism, but I'm not surprised that she denied the claim.
Hmm. Hmm. Ron?
Man, Nimrata.
Thank you. Thank you.
And not a government name.
Because you know it was coming. You know I was coming out with it.
Nimrata. I'm gonna tell you something. One of the things that's really, really problematic for me about her whole thought process is a lot of our ancestors came from South Carolina. And if we being really blunt, you in a state where a lot of African Americans in the Delmarva Peninsula, the DC area, can trace their relatives back to South Carolina. And the inability to identify with the reality that is represented by some of the Southern aspects of how she views things is really problematic. Her, Ted Cruz, a number of these, Ron DeSantis, a number of these folks have bowed down to the throne of racism and assimilation and the thought process of what it means to come to America and be able to take part in the American dream. And I think ultimately, a lot of these people in these positions sell their souls. And what I mean by sell their souls, no, it's not a financial price. It is an it is an ethnocentric or a part of them that is laid at the door in order to assimilate. And you know one thing about us as African Americans, because our skin color, we can't assimilate. We can't dress our names up and say all these beautiful things, because when you get it and it looks like that, it looks like, I hate to say it, it looks like Tim Scott. And what's really scary is when you get those Tim Scotts. The other young brother, I don't know where he's from. Oh my God. I seen a clip on Instagram. I can't think of the brother's name. He's either from Florida, Georgia. He's from the South. They talked to him about reparations, and he represented himself in a way that was utterly, totally well spoken, but disrespectful. So what I'll say to you, Miss Haley, hold the phone. Acknowledge the fact that your name is Nimrata. And if you and the power of having a Barack Obama run on his name and the power of his name and his ethnicity is great to me. And one of the things that's beautiful about it is, and I heard a general say this, what makes America great is that you have a whole bunch of different cultures that have come together to form a more perfect union. What makes that sick is that underbelly of racism that's a part of what a lot of these people are trying to hide from, which is the fact that it is a level of racism. It is a significant impact on our country. I would hope that we could be in a better space than we have been the last 400 years, but we're here now.
Good. I like it. Anybody else want to chime in? I'm not going to hit everybody that way every question.
So
I will jump
Go
in
ahead. Go ahead,
as
Q.
one of the two current mayors of South Carolina. I can tell you 2 reasons why she wouldn't think South Carolina is racist. One, because she looked like she's from here. I had to look up where. I had to look. I didn't know what she was, so I literally Googled her. And I Googled her and said, well, "Okay, what ethnicity are you?" Okay, Indian. Then I looked at her and said, "You sure?" Then I looked at her name and I said, that's a name. So yeah, she looks like she's from here. But if you from South Carolina and you don't think South Carolina racist against anybody but people who look like this, you are lost in the sauce, madam. That's why you've been going by Nikki. There's a reason she's been going by Nikki and now what her name is, because she knows these people down here would not go for none of that.
But I think she's pushing a bigger of a political agenda. I'm sorry, Q. I cut you off. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to cut you off. What you gonna say? I'm sorry. I ain't mean to cut you off. I thought you was done.
That's what I'm saying. She knows what she knows why she goes by her middle name and not her first name. She knows what the South is about. That's South Carolina.
So I saw a clip today on Facebook, and it said when the Republican Party actually turned into a racist party. They say it was like right around the 50s and 60s, little part of the 70s, and what they did, they actually saw a marginalized group of people who couldn't make it paycheck to paycheck, and they was so what they did, they actually fed on their fears of bringing back the old South, and the Confederate flag, the South should rise again, and all those negative dog whistles to bring back Jim Crow, to give them certain powers, and those are the underclass of white society. White society had two classes: the upper class and the underclass. But the underclass historically was always built to keep the blacks in line anyway. What's going on now is, since instead of having that battle, they try to erase the history, the history over, or whitewash the history to the point whereas no, we're not racist, we all together. But by they saying that, but on the back end they still making laws and stuff that actually against against some of my minorities, and that's the game that Timmy Scott playing, and that's the same game that Nikki Haley playing, in order to appeal to the Republican base. She knows she lying. A lot don't care who tell it. She knows she lying. She know the truth. That's why she cleaned the name up. That's why she not running on her government name. She run on a nickname. so she constantly make it more palatable to the base.
I think my problem is she constantly talking about how she's a brown woman. First of all, she's not a brown woman. She's a red woman.
Right.
Brown is Hispanic. Secondly, your daddy taught at a HBCU, ma'am. They was the only ones that was gonna give his Punjabi self a job. Oh, that was so racist. Excuse me.
Sick.
Well, that's
the term is sick. I think SIKH.
That was racist. My bad. But yes, that kind of pisses me off too. That how dare you? How dare you sit on a throne of lies? That's a problem.
If you want the votes, you do what you try to get the votes. I mean, you do the song and dance. That's why I love you, Donald Trump. Don't get me started on Tim.
It's a great book, though.
Don't get me started on that guy.
What you said, Hank. There's a great book called The Grift by Clay Kane. The downfall of the Black Republicans. It's a really good book. It's an interesting read. I think y'all all should, maybe cop it. Again, it's The Grift by Clay Kane. And it speaks on how the Republican was the party of Lincoln, which was the party of our people, and then the downfall, and then why it is the way it is. It's a really good book. Clay Kane is a very good political journalist. Mm-hmm. Black political journalist, so it's a good book. But B, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, to me, in a sense, she has to say that because, like you said, her dad taught her at HBCU. Not only that, her daughter married a black man.
Married to a black, yes.
Then,
Word?
Yeah, her daughter's married to a black man. Yes.
Yeah. And then the Tim Scott situation. So, of course, from her eyes, she don't see racism in South Carolina. But she believes, I see no color.
I think the Republican Party is doing itself a total disservice just by continue to play on continue to push the racist narrative. You will find more black Republicans if you take out the blatant and the overcut racism of that party and just go with the fundamental truths of being conservative with your money, being conservative how you're teaching. There's a lot of black conservative people out there, but when you add that racial component to it, they're like, nah, I'm not fooling with y'all. Is that just me?
It's still a lot of black Republicans out there. There are still a lot of black Republicans because of that.
A lot of people
that is a black man. That is definitely a black man.
A lot of the people that staunchly supported the Republican Party that were African Americans have had a hard time. As well as, you have people like Joe Scarborough, who's left the party based upon the thought process that is represented by one Donald Trump. I mean, I think one of the things we're missing, we saw one of the greatest political runs in the last maybe 25 years with Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. And that backlash is his presidential victory was a complete reverberation of that thought process, that birth replacement theory, and this thought process of like we have not really dealt with the original sin, which is racism. And the assimilation is what we're seeing with a lot of these politics who want to identify with those aspects of what it is to be white. And I hate to say that about Miss Haley, because actually she sounds like a very intelligent, well thought out person at times. But when you're in pursuit of something, sometimes you get so locked in on the goal that you lose sight of who you are. And what she said in the midst of that, she said, America's not a fundamentally racist country. And then maybe a sentence or two later, she said, I remember being a brown girl and being discriminated against. So essentially, you spoke your truth in the midst of that conversation trying to lie. The Holy Spirit just blurred right out your goddamn mouth. So what's really crazy is all these dudes telling themselves, but I think one of the things, and it's a deeper, what we should do? We should do a show based on Reagan's presidency. If we did a show on Reagan's presidency, you would see the economic impact and the devastation that he caused in our communities. That was a direct reflection of his policies and thought process.
Interesting stuff.
Really good. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit lighter because that was a little heavy.
But that was interesting. I like that.
We got some heavy questions, some political questions, because it is that time of year, and we all need to be thinking about how we are going to vote, who we are voting for. I have lost my question. And what's going on in the world. So I'm gonna skip around. So y'all forgive me.
Here you go.
You do it all the time.
All the time.
You do it all the time, sir.
Here you go.
And what do you say? Y'all good on y'all toes.
Y'all good on y'all toes. That's right. That's right.
Toya, first let me say I really love the show. The things you all talk about are truly entertaining and educational. Keep the material coming. I am a 52-year-old man. My wife and I have been married for 24 years. We are now finally empty nesters, and a lot of our friends are as well. We try to have friends dinner night once a month, depending on everyone's schedule. Recently, a friend sent over the video I have shared with you and said, aren't you glad we don't have this problem? Once I watched the video, of course, my algorithm started showing me more videos like this. Our son was literally just put into this position with his girlfriend and a big group of friends. He said the bill came up to $3,500, and all the women looked at the men at the table to pay the entire bill. Now, there was a birthday person, a bunch of women, and maybe 6 men who came with their girls or friends of the birthday person. My son said he paid for him and his girl, got up and left and let them figure it out. At what point in life are men expected to pay for people they don't know just because they are women? What is going on with the women nowadays? Signed, I will pay for me and my wife only. So the video shows a group of, and I'll add it to the thing. It shows a group of one man is out with his girl, and they go to a birthday party for a friend, and it's a bunch of women. He's the only man. I don't know how much the bill must have been a lot. And all the women looked at him to pay the entire bill. So, what y'all think about this? What you think, man? I see your face.
Okay, here's the deal. I have no problem. Of course, I will pay for me and my lady. I have no problem for paying even for the birthday girl. I have no problem with that. And if yeah, maybe the extent. But to pay for everybody, nah. I mean, I can't wrap my brain around it. Why am I paying for everybody? No. So I think, of course, your date, and if the birthday girl is along, and I would even pay if she's there with her significant other because it's her birthday. But and his, but to just say everyone, nah.
The only way I would, and I have paid for the whole party, is when I'm hosting my daughter's birthday. 18, 16, 17, 18 years old. Even now, now we go out her birthday. Nah, them grown folk gotta pay for themselves. This is daddy issues at its best. It'd have been different if we don't had the conversation before we left the house. And I'm responsible, and I can tell you, no, I'm not responsible. But if it was my little girl having a little girl birthday party at McDonald's, and she got like 10, 20 kids out there playing, then yes, it's my responsibility. But once that child get 18 and grown, no, ma'am. Unless we made the arrangement prior to we get at the restaurant. Don't get at that restaurant, and I would say you looking at me. That's not gonna work. This is father. We always talking about the effects on black men, boys, by not having a father in the house. This is one of the ramifications of of females not having a father figure in the house. If my daughter's birthday, and now if I had the money and my daughter, when we showed my daughter's birthday, I got the bill because it's my daughter's birthday. But that's my daughter. That's my daughter. Man, my wife been married 25 years, so our money is our money. But being single, and then now I'm expected to pay for 5 other people's meals, and y'all up throwing them up with liquor and lobster tails and crab legs, and y'all full? No, ma'am, I'm not doing it.
Dad, say something for me. Let me hop in.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Q.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Q.
Okay. Like, retweet, share everything he just said. And I'm going to leave a comment under saying there ain't enough gaslighting in the world, let alone from whatever woman at that table who's going to tell me you broke this, broke that. You're going to be broke in the back washing dishes and thinking I'm going to pay for anybody that I didn't come with. The people I came with, and like Bear said, maybe the birthday girl, if I've known her long enough. And don't let her mess. I don't like you in the first place, and I'm just only here for her. Oh, happy birthday! Wait,
G, you want to keep? You want?
I pay for me's and mines, not for yous and you. Find your own man. Let him pay for yourself. I ain't the man. I'm the father.
You know, I watched the video,
Mhm.
And the shocking part of the video was the women's reaction to the man saying no. If the guy had the money, I'm gonna say it, if the guy wanted to, as a nice gesture, it would have been above and beyond. But the expectation that he was supposed to do it was really shocking. And some of the women were talking about leaving without paying. So I was like, I just can't believe they put that kind of thought out there. I heard Hank said that, maybe it's daddy issues. I don't know what it comes from, but it's just very shocking that expectation on not even their man. I can see, if they're sitting at the table and their man is not willing to pay, then they may have a little problem with their man not paying for them, but not paying for the whole thing is just it's just very shocking to me that that's where we are. I was kind of wondering why he was there by himself, but with those kind of attitudes, now I realize why he was
there. It
there.
is. There it is. There
Oh,
it is.
wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Question specifically to you, Toy.
Yes, sir.
That's your man in the situation. You out with your friends, and they
Sir.
say, well, Toya, man, he's on the man here. He got paid. Who getting punched first?
So you already know. First of all, I don't have friends like that. Thank God. When we go out, like we all been out together. We went out for my birthday. Did everybody say ask the men to pay for the check when we all went? No, y'all paid for y'all individual checks. I came with money expecting to pay for myself, but somebody was nice enough because I was the birthday girl to pay for me, which was Luana, which was one of my best friends. So that wasn't a problem. Then everybody bought me a drink. So that was a blessing too. I was not expecting that. I was always taught, like he said, by my father, when I go out to always have enough money to cover what I am going to spend, even if I'm going on a date, in case the man somehow don't have no money. Have enough money for yourself to cover what you go spend for yourself and pay for yourself and get up and leave them people right there. There is no way that I would expect my man to sit and pay for it. First of all, this other bill was $3,500.
Yeah. But in the video, didn't she expect him to pay?
No, she was like, no. Okay. She did say no. Now I don't know if the video was a skit, but of course, like he said, when you watch certain things, your algorithm changes over to, so you start seeing things. It's just like I said the other night when I watched the one about the guy proposing, the girl proposing to the man, and now that's what I see all the time. See, this is where we need to separate the BS, because first women they want to be the man, and then when they come down to be the woman, they want the one man to pay for everything. That figure it out.
So you got a problem with women proposing to men?
You know I do something. I do, yes. Why? Yes. It's not natural. And it's okay, so I shouldn't say it's not natural. If like Quinn said, if it's what you are used to.
What if they've already discussed it and they knew, and they know that proposal is, that he's is I don't want to say, well, I'm gonna say around the corner, like it's a possibility. And what if she just decide, oh, I want to beat him to the jump, just to be different?
Man, people need to stop watching people need to stop watching
that part.
Man. They got that.
You letting the woman get down on one knee and propose to you, sir?
Trying to get married to Jim Jones.
Since we talk about it, I did see. I did remember one video I did see. Two people were at Disneyland. They were taking a photo. You taking a video. You about to get the reaction to the proposal, and both of them pulled out a ring. And my first thought wasn't, why is she proposing to him? My first thought was, Oh, that is sweet. Y'all both had the same idea at Disney World. This hating. Why you stop being mad and single?
I'm not mad and single. I'm just a traditionalist, and I believe that I still believe in gender roles, and maybe that's my problem.
Certain things are
And
okay.
I'm old. I'm
I
old.
agree. I was just asking to be asking, but I agree.
But
Certain
I
things-
do not agree with my man or whoever I'm seeing at the time paying for it. Unless he says, I got this, then that's okay. Unless I say, I got this. But until somebody say that, y'all paying for your own food. And then that thing where they do, like, in certain restaurants now, you can't get the bill. You have to split the bill up, or you all have to pay the one bill at a time. So one person get the cash app, and everybody send their money or Zelle or however y'all do, and then one person pay for it. But you gonna send me what you ate.
We made it find another restaurant. We made it find another restaurant. We may not be able to eat at that restaurant.
And I don't agree with splitting the bill up either. I could have ate $5 worth of food, and then the bill is $2,500. No. My food is $5.
You taking shots of Patron and shit.
Hey, I ate chicken fingers, fries, and water. I'm paying 13.
Go ahead, Ron.
You know what makes that clip so dope, right? Dave was a burgeoning entrepreneur a couple of years ago, and one of my partners tried to get him to come into business with him, and Dave's business has grown immensely, and people see him have. Say what? Oh, excuse talking. People see you having a level of success, man, and when you have a level of success, people identify with the fact of not necessarily that you're being successful, but what they can get from you. And your success doesn't necessarily equate to you having to support everybody that's a part of your journey. Because if you support everybody that's a part of your journey, maybe at the end of it, you won't have anybody there with you at the end of your journey. You have to functionally find out like what you can and what you can't do. And part of that statement, they said they used to play Russian roulette with credit cards, and then whoever got the bill would just have to pay it. Well, that's how they chose to do that. But the thought process that men are supposed to bear the weight and the responsibility of something like that, that's a casual occurrence. Nah, if somebody chooses to do that, then that's fine. That's all well and good. And I want to throw something out into the lexicon, which is really interesting. A little bit off topic. This man sued a woman for $1,000 because he spent a significant amount of money and time on a date. $1,000 on the first date. Some things
So he
we're
sued
doing.
her?
Yeah, he sued her.
Because he spent $1,000 on a date, and that wasted his time.
Wasted his time and his money.
Well, he's stupid.
I'm just telling you what happened.
On a first date?
Listen, I'm telling you, man.
These guys with their money, boy, they messed up the game. They don't mess up the game.
Dudes doing so much on first dates. Like, what happened?
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, relationships are not necessarily about relationships now. My ability to provide for you is very important, but I also need to know the person that I'm engaging with. I need to know that I can have fun with you. We can have fun with each other without it being a money. Man, me and my wife went out and had a beer last night, and we had the best time just sitting around, just talking and laughing and vibing. That's what it's about. That was $15. Well, I got her something else to eat too, and we didn't do nothing that was extremely expensive, but the total
those I think the best date I've ever been on was a game of pool and some beers. That's it. And it was just a nice night playing pool, shooting shit, talking shit to one another, and drinking some beers. It might have cost $25 the whole day.
And this is my thing. you know, if you date me or you with me, you get a certain benefit package. No, everybody's not entitled to that benefit package.
Thank you.
Everybody's not entitled to the health benefit. Everybody not entitled to that money benefit.
A benefit.
Everybody not entitled to that, Toya.
Hey.
Everybody not entitled to that, man. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
We are becoming a generic black podcast. Next topic.
Everybody. No, I'm just saying. Everybody do not get the same treatment. You know, no, my wife want to go. So yeah, I'm gonna leave my house. I'm gonna go to work. I go to her job and bring her food, and I do that. But she ain't gonna have me a list of girlfriends who want to eat. No. Everybody is not. Everybody's not entitled to the same benefit process as your mate.
Hey,
We are burning.
I don't know.
This subject. Next question.
That just me.
We are burning this subject. We are
That
over
just
the
me.
top. We are burning this.
I'm just saying. That just
we
me.
over the top. We over the top. All right, next question. Dear Toya, there is a young boy in Texas named Daryl George who has been repeatedly suspended because of his hair. He has locks. Now he wears his locks neat and up so that it does not pass his ear line. So now his family has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit, and attorney Ben Crump is their lawyer. Well, the superintendent defended the suspension by taking out a full-page ad in a newspaper and stated that being an American requires conformity. The state of Texas does have a Crown Act. My question is, do you think we are literally going back in time when laws don't matter, but what I say matters because I am the superior, because I am the superior, because I am white. Sign, people need to wake up. Hank, I'm gonna go with you.
Go with me. Why you don't go with me? But that's fine. I'll jump on that there.
Long hair.
I call BS on that. You know, we you know, and not because I have locks and I wear my locks. Because you know they do when we express ourselves in an Afro-centered way, it's going to offend people, and it's going to offend the norm. Now, if you're trying to fit in the norm and if you're trying to fit in a certain box, then you it is what it is. Me, I'm my own individual person. I'm gonna leave my own individual person. This guy that says if you got the Crowns Act says itself that you don't discriminate because of hair color, hair, the type of the way you wear your hair, express yourself. So I call BS on that. I'm glad there are lawyers. I'm glad my boy Benjamin Crump out there. You know, he gonna get that paper. Now I like my boy Benji. He gonna go out there and get that paper. So I'm glad that they are pursuing that. You know, I think in certain fields, I just hate the fact that we got to face certain challenges that's not normally faced because of I want to be individual, because we want to be an individual. I want to be an individual person. That bothers me more than anything else. And the fact this fool said in the United States got to be conformative. Excuse my language. Facebook is bullshit.
Not just race, but just going on.
I want to say this about so this high school, and I've been following this since last year. Actually, this boy has been suspended several times. His mom has done video. This is a predominantly white high school, and I think it's a military school. So I don't know if the laws are different because it's a military school or how that works, but still you have the Crown Act. You're not supposed to wear your hair below your ear line. His locks are always up in a bun. And above his they're very neat. I mean, this boy's hair is always done. Now, at one point they did a video and a white boy had came in and he had locks and it was long. But some magically didn't see him. So here's a superintendent of a whole school system who took out a full page ad, which was paid for by another political party in the newspaper, stating that being an American requires conformity. So basically he's saying well, you black and you need to conform to what we say you need to be. So G, I'm gonna come to you. What you think about it? Because you quiet tonight.
Well, two things that stood out to me. First thing I wanted to say is about the laws. Yes, we've all know that there are laws and things that are written in the law, and the execution or interpretation of the laws have not always been favorable to the people. So just because it's in the laws doesn't mean that it's going to be upheld correctly. So I think that was part of the statement. Does he think that he's above the law, or does not above the law, but does the law mean anything anymore? And it's unfortunate, but we see that all through history that even though laws are in place, they're often ignored or not executed like they should be. The second thing is the conformity piece, and that just shows you the big conflict that we have going on in America right now, where you have a lot of people, and especially in the younger generations, who are looking to explore and be their own person. And you still have a school of people or pool of people who are like, no, conform to this square peg. And we want everybody to be in this square peg. And that right there just shows that there's just a conflict that's going on throughout the country. So I do hope that the young boy gets paid. I'm sorry, gets retribution for this situation. But I am not surprised. We always hear about people wanting everyone to conform to certain things, and I'm not surprised that we have laws in place that people are often overlooking or trying to find some way around.
You?
He said, "This is America, and you are going to conform." And 21, I'm pretty sure this is a while ago. 20 and at minimum 2022, probably 2023. He said that by that point, it's been COVID, Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ movement, and all of a sudden now he's care about conformity. That man been living under the rock that Patrick lived under. Because what has he seen? That's for him to say, "This is America." Patrick Starr. What has he seen? What has he been? So for him to say, "You conform here or you get out," what? Now, military school, I get military school may have different rules, but conformity? Come on now, bro.
Now, if it is, from my understanding, it's a military school. I don't want to say it's a military school, but if it is, and then we're talking about military rules, the rules of the military too is that your hair does not fall past your ear. For women in the military, they wear that. If they have long hair, they wear it up. If they have locks, they find ways to wear it up, keep it up while they're on duty. That follows the standards of how their hair is supposed to be for the military. And like I said, he keeps his hair up. He keeps it, his mother keeps it very neat. It always looks very nice. But this is just another little black boy who does good, is a good student, being, marginalized because of the color of his skin and the nap of his hair. And at what point, like you say, it's 2024. Why are we still living like it's 1963?
Well, I want to say something. Go ahead, B. Go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say they really didn't expect the back. It's almost like don't talk back, and because the response has been he wears hair up, it's neat. It's almost like how dare you rebel against us, and so that's the stance they're taking because you're supposed to do what we're follow the rules basically. That's how they're taking it. But in a sense, That's we know that's not how it is. If his hair's not below his ears and he's neat, there's no problem. But once again, to them, you're unwilling to follow the rules, so therefore you're a problem.
Go ahead, man.
Hey, look here, man. I'm gonna tell you something. If I can't be uniquely me in some spaces, then I don't need to be in those spaces.
Say it again.
So if and see, that's the one thing I do like about what Charlamagne says. Sometimes we look at people and say, Caucasian ice is more cold. No, man. If I'm not working in that space, I don't want to be in that space. And I don't want you to try to fit me into your space. See, that's the problem we've had with the integration aspect of this thing. We've integrated and we've lost our culture. Separate but equal, we used to always talk about a lot of that separate but equal and how we felt like we weren't properly handled or managed. But in separate but equal, we were taught by people that looked like us and that wanted our best interests, had our best interests at heart. I see right now, I was having a debate with my friend earlier today about how some of these kids, they had a Title I school in Greensboro, Hampton Home, they had a Spanish immersion program. That Spanish immersion program had very few African-American kids in it, but it was a lot of kids who were on the waiting list and who were in that program that were Caucasian. And these cars, you see these $40,000, $50,000 vehicles coming into the neighborhood, extracting that information and that knowledge, leaving that neighborhood burned. So if we sitting here talking about the truth is, when we in our spaces and we excellent in our spaces, we do great things. That's why some of the people that are in HBCUs do great work in various different arenas. So I don't think we have to be, no disrespect to the people that went to PWIs, but I don't think we have to be in their spaces to be great. If it's a situation where they have a set of codes and they say they don't want me there, Slim, I don't want to be there. You can have that joint. And I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm gonna be personal. Yeah, we're standing up in a daggone Airbnb right now because of the house I got. My kids walked out of the door. And it's a pretty exclusive neighborhood. And they walk out of the door before me. And the car pulls up in the driveway. And I'm thinking, wow, this is the house. I didn't know what it was. And the gentleman says, hey, how are you doing, sir? He said, I seen these young people going behind your house. I thought it was a stolen car situation.
Stolen car?
I'm telling you. And I said, nah, sir, those are my kids. Taking them to school. You can't kill a mindset. I don't think we understand how powerful the edict is and the mindset is of people who are determined to misunderstand. So why are we intent on having them to understand us? That's where our problem is. And we've lost our ability to have our own culture. And that's where you get the breakdown of the family. And that's where you get the assimilation and the thought process. Like Nimrata, she's probably at home teaching her kids certain customs, but they're not able to display it in public display. I want to be somewhere where I can be uniquely African American in my space. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I went to a PWI junior college and going to JUCO and then getting to Winston-Salem State. And being at Winston-Salem State was the best thing that ever happened to me, man. To have a Dr. Bottle come into the room and he said something that was real dope. Excuse me. And when you have a Caucasian enter the room, that changes the conversation. He said, but in here, we're going to speak our mind. So I don't give a, and he would go, I don't give a, and then he would let it rip. And people would effectively, and you could see when we would have Caucasian students in that classroom, it would change the conversation. I'm not saying, like I'm not inherently prejudiced because I can't be racist. But what I am saying is that we have to have open dialogue and we have to have the ability to be in spaces and be uniquely African or Black, whatever we want to call ourselves. And if we can't, then we don't need to be in those spaces. We need to find somewhere else, another lane to be successful. That's just my
facts.
I love it. I love it. I agree 100%. So we're going to wrap it up for show reasons. So I'm going to go around and give everybody, we're going to stay live, but for show reasons, our time is running out. I'm going to go around and give everybody a couple of seconds, minutes to have their final words for the night. It is the first night of Black History Month, so you go, Quentin.
Oh, okay, give me a second, because I know exactly what I'm doing here. Got it. All right, this one goes specifically to the Black parents, to the older generation and the new parents coming up. Using the phrase, "Are you getting smart with me?" has had damaging effects on the Black community. Yeah, I said
Okay.
it. I said it. Because why you tell your child don't get smart with me when you want them to be smart in the first place?
Don't be a smart ass, cute.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And I'll say it again. Stop telling your kids, "Are you getting smart with me?" Yes, get smart with me. I want you to be intelligent.
Oh boy. So we should say stop being dumb at me. No, we need to start telling them stop being dumb.
Whenever you say that, don't say don't get smart with me, because then when they go on the street and be dumb, now you like, well, where you been at? Well, where's that smart mouth? Yeah.
Okay, good point, valid point. Okay.
Hey, final words.
Hey man, that's a hard act to go behind, but I'm gonna try it. Hey, this is Black History Month, and we haven't heard this in a while. But yeah, in the modern words of James Brown, be black and proud, man. Be proud of who you are. Stop letting people dim your light. Be you. We are the cream of the planet Earth. We are the base of the planet Earth. Be black and be proud, guys. That's my word.
Run.
The American school system and the powers that be have effectively dumbed down this culture. And what we have to learn how to do is heighten our awareness to be and identify in the sense of being more critically, be better critical thinkers. We're consuming a lot of information on a daily basis, but we're not sifting through the information that we're consuming. And it's important that we think critically about the information that we're consuming and have functional understanding of what it is we're consuming so that we can understand what the powers that be are doing. My grandfather told me 20, 25, almost 30 years ago, he said, man, a lot of this thing that we're dealing with this racial construct is an illusion. The reality is that there's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe. And you know what the war is? Rich, poor. And when you identify that, they're putting imagery in the media to stoke this idea that Black and white folks or Black and Latino or all these other races are at odds with each other. When the thought process is the rich folks are stealing all the wealth. We better be aware and learn how to critically think about what we're seeing right now in 2024. There's been a redistribution of wealth, a significant redistribution of wealth during the last banking crisis because people lost one of their primary things, home ownership. We must understand where we are. Wake up.
There. Good deal, Ron.
with Black History Month, I've challenged myself to learn 3 to 5 new things about Black people in history. Something that I never knew, never heard. And I'll challenge everyone else. Let's learn something new. But besides that, as a people, as a culture, I challenge us to let's take this time to love on each other, lift each other up, and just be positive.
Play and make a G. Good deal, B.
I'll be very quick.
Oh.
I'll be very quick. My thing in support of Black History Month is support Black businesses, support them with your dollars. But if you don't have the dollars, support them with writing good reviews for them. Support them by spreading the word about their services. But one of the key things we need to do, not just in Black History Month, but every month, is support our people and our businesses.
And that is a good leadway into what I have to say. So because it's Black History Month, we are supporting Black and Brown businesses this month, but I think we just going to do it all the time because it's just what we need to do. So tonight I want to give a shout out to my boy, Belvin Jessup, and his company, HypnoWorks. I have pinned the address, the web address in the chat, and you can check it out. He does hypnotherapy. He does Reiki healing. He does energy healing. He is changing the world energy levels by the time. So y'all check it out. HypnoWorks. The web address is pinned. It's hypnoworksinfo.com in the comments. And I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me tonight and doing the Ask Toya. As always, it has been wonderful. It is Black History Month. It is, this year is the African diaspora and the arts. That is the motto for the theme for 2024. So let's support African art and let's learn about the diaspora and how we got here and what we went through to do it. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. You always send me Ask Toya at asktoya74@gmail.com and Toya L on Facebook, Ask Toya on Facebook. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And as always, may your next move be the game changer. Peace.